Live from Dodger Stadium, MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. The Atlanta Braves taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And Singy, 2 arms on the mound in this one that have logged a lot of innings in their careers. Should give us a fun matchup.
You know, the thing about guys like this is that they know how to compete. Even when they don't have their best stuff coming out of the bullpen into the ball game, pregame, they know how to go out there and battle and get outs, even when they don't have the best feel. So I think that's what we're going to see today. Hopefully they do have their best stuff, but if they don't, look for that type of competitive edge.
So just about set now, towing the slab in today's game. Big Tyler Glasnow.
Well, a very solid ERA last season, just a little over 3. And when you've got a guy like that taking the mound for you, the offense is definitely expected to score 4 runs at least, unless they're really struggling. So more times than not, when he's on the bump, you're going to win the ball game if you just do your part as an offense. So last year, great year. He wants to repeat that or even improve. And I think there is some room for improvement.
Now this ball is driven into the left center field gap. Into second easily with a leadoff double.
Everything came together for him. Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer. And he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
Now in for the Braves, Michael Harris. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Around third. The throw into second. Not in time. He's safe. And a run comes in to score.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit. That one finds the zone. 1 and 2.
2 strikes.
Outside. Glasnow, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and that certainly is a benefit to him when he's in a spot like this. Hammered, and this one could be extra bases. Headed for the plate. He'll score, and they lead by 2. And he's got a double. That ups his hitting streak to lucky number 13.
The Baker's dozen, Boog, and it doesn't seem like a huge number, but anytime you get to the point where you've hit in every game for almost 2 weeks straight, that's a sign of what kind of rhythm you're in.
Here's Austin Riley.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the game in high leverage situations, you've got to be able to get the swing and miss and put hitters away.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and there's one away.
Boog gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate, so very difficult to get the barrel on it.
And a 1-2. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Here comes Olson around third. Out at the plate.
Well, I get pretty fired up on plays like that, especially as a former outfielder. Textbook, excellent footwork, came up with a nice crow hop, throw on the money to the plate. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. And a nice job as well by the catcher. Handle that throw, put the tag on, and the ball stays in the middle.
Max Muncy at the dish. 2 outs. Just missed. Glasnow ready and deals. Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K. But 2 runs for him and they jump ahead. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Braves 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here at Dodger Stadium. And on the mound today, a guy who will give them innings, Reynaldo Lopez. Chris, how about a scouting report?
He's had his ups and downs in his career as his ERA is just over 4. But this is a guy that's not afraid. He's going to take the ball. He's going to go out there and give it his best.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. Next one misses, and that's ball 2. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Kelnick grabs it on the run. Here's the Dodgers lineup now. And a big factor for them in recent games, Shohei Ohtani.
He's one of the better home run hitters in the league this year. In fact, in the top 5 in homers in the National Leagues. Not missing many pitches. And I tell you what, when he gets his pitch, it goes a long way. Make sure you don't sleep on this guy if you're the pitcher.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 99. How do you do?
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front. So off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
1 down, base is empty. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Riley drifts towards it. 2 down.
Batting third, the shortstop, Mookie Betts.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Mookie now. This is a true 5-tool guy. Not very many of them out there, but when he's on the field, you can't take your eye off of him. And another ball.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch him play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that he does, just a joy to watch.
2 strikes.
The Dodgers trailing by 2 here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Just misses. Full count now. It's for average power, the ability to field, the arm, and then the speed. Really impressive. That one ripped. Harris makes the catch, and that'll do it. Dodgers down in order. They trail things here 2-0. Back here in L.A., 2nd inning set to go. And now the catcher comes up to him, Sean Murphy.
Ah! 1-2.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Mookie just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Fastball in for a strike, and the count 1-2. And there's a ball.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. 1 out, base is empty. And that one is inside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Outside, and that is ball 4. Man at first with 1 gone. So now to the plate for Atlanta. Oswalt, runner takes off. The 1-1 is fouled off. Kelnick at first, one gone. Liner, base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
The right fielder, number 13.
So the batting order turns over, and here is Ronald Acuna Jr. The 1-1 is fouled off. Runners at the corners, one away. Here at the top of the second. And now it's even up.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Got him swinging.
Came inside with that two-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with two strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
That one misses. 3-1. Matt Olson next to bat for the Braves. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Smash to center, way back, and you can forget it. Home run. A gigantic blast. Third home run of the season, and they add on. It's 5-zip. He kept swinging, and it paid off.
Well, that was a battle, Boog, and he just kept taking his cuts. Finally squared one up.
We take another look as StatCast tells us that ball took off at 110 miles an hour.
And plenty of distance as well. I mean, that was an impressive home run, Boog. He squared it up and knew it was gone.
Matt Olson up to the plate. 2 down, nobody on.
With how good these offenses are, there's a lot of ball game left.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Atlanta gets 3 on the homer. And the lead is now 5-0. We head to the bottom of the second. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This guy is an elite level hitter, especially considering contact, just the ability to hit for average. What you really like, though, stays in against those righties, and that's not so easy as a right-handed batter. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Adam Duvall at the plate. One down, base is empty. That's down and in.
It's a good take.
That one missed. The Braves leading by 5, bottom half of inning number 2. And there's ball 4.
Ball 4.
It's tough after falling behind a hitter, 2 balls and no strikes, but now at least he gets a fresh start against a new batter. But he needs to get back into the strike zone and start pitching with conviction.
And here is James Outman in the air, left field. Kelnick makes the grab, 2 down.
Batting 7, the right fielder, Oscar Hernandez.
Man at first. And now the right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And a swing and a miss.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he can.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. One left for LA. It's 5-0. Top half of the third inning, stepping in the long ball threat, Austin Riley. And a pitch. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Now this is in the air down the line. And a foul ball. Right-hander kicks, deals. Struck him out without a swing. Fastball at the letters, froze him for strike 3.
Well, just excellent location on that inside fastball. Really locked him up. And as a hitter, it's not typically what you're looking for. You're trying to protect away and then in, so you can be a little bit tardy with 2 strikes. Hard to tell if he was fooled or if he thought it would be called a ball, but either way, that's a really nice pitch.
Here's a 2-2. Scorched to center. No doubt about it. That is long gone. He'll touch them all. And they add a run. It's 6-0.
And that shot makes their grip on the lead even tighter. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient, and it paid off.
Muncy digs in. And the righty deals. And that's in the dirt.
2-1.
Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Every now and then you'll see a right fielder try to throw out that runner at first. The hitter, he takes offense to it.
Well, nobody ever tried to throw you out at first.
Just the second baseman every time I'd roll over on the ground.
Pitch misses, and it's 2-1. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hernandez ranging after it. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And there's 2 away. Man at first. Now the left fielder, Jared Kellner.
He's got pop, which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field, but he can jump you if you make a mistake. Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
There's a swing and a drive. And that should be extra bases. And that's going to roll to the wall. Muncy on his horse around third. He will score, and they're pulling away up by 7 now.
With that fastball, even though it's high velocity, you've got to live on the outer edges. When it's right on a tee, right down the middle, professional hitters are not going to have a problem turning it around.
Man at second here with 2 away. Now it's the shortstop, Oswald Peraza. Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Runner at second, 2 down. Bounce to the right. And it finds its way through for a hit. The throw in. And he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Bang, bang play at the plate right there. Outfielder needed no help. An absolutely perfect throw to get him. Right on the money. Excellent tag by the catcher. And the inning ends on an awesome play.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the catcher, Dalton Rushing. Kicks and fires. In the air to left center. Harris after it. And he makes the catch. And there's 1 down.
Batting ninth, the second baseman.
So digging in, Trey Sweeney. The Braves up big in this one here in the last half of the third. Next offering misses down and away. (3-1) and he couldn't come up with it.
Now that the designated hitter,
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish.
Ohtani.
Next offering in there for a strike. And a count 1-2. Sweeney over at first with one away. Misses. 2-2.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And another ball.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
Harris brings it in with a nice run and grab. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit.
The first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
2 outs. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And that's down and away.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
Left-hand batter waits. That just misses, and it's a full count. Mookie Betts waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Freeman hits it in the air. And Freeman is retired. And that is the third out of the inning. So the Dodgers leave one. They continue to trail 7-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And set to lead off the fourth, Ronald Acuna Jr. And the right-hander deals. On the ground. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly.
Now back, the center fielder, Michael Harris.
Now the number 2 hitter, Michael Harris. Acuna runs. There's a ball. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, I'm sure that steal will raise a couple of eyebrows because of this big lead, but I think it's more respect for their opponent, knowing that they've got to continue to add on if they're going to win this game. Don't take it as an offense. Take it as a sign of respect.
He's got it. Runner tags at second. And the throw's offline. Safe at third. Here is Matt Olson.
The first baseman.
I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone here. Pitcher's looking for a strikeout or a ground ball, hoping to keep that runner at third.
On the ground, right side. Tosses to first. There for the out. Runner scores from third.
Now batting, third base.
2 outs, base is empty. Austin Riley next up for the Braves. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the third straight at bat. But they push across 1 run on 1 base hit, no errors, and no one left. And midway in the fourth, It's the Braves 8 and the Dodgers nothing. Bottom 4, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts.
The shortstop,
Well, every
Mookie.
pitcher wants run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes.
Ball.
You know, these Dodgers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of
That's a
outs.
ball.
Can they
Take
turn
your
that
base.
around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to. You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
So, man aboard. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Wouldn't
2-1.
chase that time. Betts gets his lead at first. Nobody out. And it's even up.
2-2. Ball
And there's a
three.
ball.
Full count.
And he deals. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Oh, you know that's got to be very frustrating for this guy. He knows the strike zone extremely well, and you know what? Good hitters are not going to compromise. He'll take that punch out, but ultimately stick with his plan and have more success than anything else.
Man at first. Here's the left fielder, Adam Duvall. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That one way outside. 2-2. The Dodgers with a lot of ground to make up. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Throw to first, but it's wide of the bag and gets away. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2. Fires to second for 1. Double play. And that'll do it for the inning. 3 up, 3 down that time. We played 4. It's the Braves 8 and the Dodgers nothing. All set for the start of the inning. Ozzie Albies up to the plate.
Ozzie Albies.
Here's a 1-1. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Under this one. 1 away. Here comes Max Muncy. He is very much your typical power hitter. I'd say he falls into the 3 true outcomes category.
Well, we've seen more and more of that lately. The ability to drive the ball to slug is getting heavily favored over any discipline or strikeout concerns.
Kicks and deals. And that just misses.
Full count.
Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top of the 5th. Smoke to right center, and this one's gonna go out of here. A massive home run, and they tack on to their lead. It's 9-0. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
That home run was a no-doubter as we dive into the numbers with StatCast.
Crushed, Boog. Just absolutely crushed. 112 miles per hour on the exit velo, and like you said, no doubt about that one. Plenty of launch angle to give it that backspin as well, and that carried way over the wall.
1 out, base is empty. Here's Sean Murphy. Here comes a pitch. Foul ball there. And a pitch. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. One down, base is empty. Out to short. Betts. 2 away.
Out.
The left fielder, number 20.
Here's Jared Kelenic.
Jared Kelenic.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And down on strikes he goes. Another strikeout for Glasnow. Braves get one on the big fly. It's now 9-0. You're watching Dodgers baseball on the show, LA. And we're back. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And now the center fielder, James Outman.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out.
No.
Just misses with that one.
Oh, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Righty to the plate. And
Full
that's
count.
outside. 3-2 now. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The pitch. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, he's been in a very giving mood today.
Leading up for the Dodgers. The right
So
fielder,
man aboard. Here's Teoscar Hernandez.
Hernandez.
And here it comes. And now 2-1.
You know, these Dodgers, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Still no hits on the board for them, and of course a lot of credit goes to the man on the mound for that, but we've definitely seen some lifeless trips to the plate as well.
This one in the air, center field. Harris makes the play, and there's one down.
Sometimes all it takes is one hit, so we'll see if they can break through and get something going.
Dalton Rushing.
And here's the catcher, Dalton Rushing. The pitch. Strike 2.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
The Dodgers yet to pick up a hit here. That one lifted to left. Kelenic settles under it. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And up next for Los Angeles, Trey Sweeney. The Braves up big in this one. Last half of inning number 5. That one just misses. 3-2 now. Shohei Ohtani up next for the Dodgers. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Pulled the string on the changeup. One left for LA, and they're down 9-0. We're back, and they make a change to start the 6th. The new pitcher, number 40.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
This one high in the air to left center. Sizes this one up. Puts it away for the out. One down. Ronald Acuna Jr. is up. He's someone who grew up playing baseball with his friends. Singy, his school is next door to the only baseball field in his hometown.
Yeah, and that made it easy to jump the fence and play games after class, which is exactly what they did. School started at 7, but the moment it was over, it was time for baseball. Ronald would play until his mom yelled for him to come home for dinner.
Next pitch is outside.
3-1.
And there's a strike.
Full count.
In the air, right side. Hernandez pulls it in on the run.
Now batting.
2 outs, base is empty. Michael Harris now at the plate. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Swing and a miss as he was late. So how much does his speed factor into his ability to go get it?
It's heartbreaking for the hitter because off the bat, he thinks this ball's going to get down because of that.
And there's the 3rd out. That'll do it for the inning. Back here at Chavez Ravine. Well, we go bottom 6. And now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial Gold Glover out in left field for the Kansas.
Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance, and caught on the warning track.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
And here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Gets a piece and stays alive. Lined into right. And Acuna able to make the grab. And there's 2 down.
Now batting. The shortstop.
Here's Mookie Betts now.
Betts.
Turns and fires to Betts.
Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And
3
Mookie
balls,
takes.
1 strike.
The Dodgers with a lot of ground to make up here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Well, he went inside a couple of times, and now outside. Hitter's not exactly sure where to look for this next pitch.
Swing and a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again. In danger of losing a no-hitter here. Got it by him for the K. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. Steep hill to climb. It's a 9-0 deficit. So the Dodgers have a new arm on the mound, Emilio Pagan.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging.
Come on and missed 96 of that fastball.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
Right-handed reliever. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And 1 gone.
Well, that was a really good job setting him up right there. Pitcher and catcher working together to finish him off with the fastball. And even though the location probably wasn't what he wanted, the sequence is what got the job done. Clearly late with the swing after seeing the off-speed stuff on the pitch before.
Base is empty, 1 away. Here in the top half of inning number 7. And that one hammered way back there. It's a bomb. It's his 6th home run of the season, and they tack one on the board. It's 10-0. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
1 down. And next for Atlanta, Ozzie Albies. Got him. 2 away.
Save that mid-90s fastball until the final pitch of the at-bat. So at the plate, he hadn't really had a good opportunity to time things up. By the time the pitch was recognized and the swing came through the zone, fastball was in the catcher's mitt.
Ground ball right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. It's now 10-0. You're dialed into the show. Set for the last half of the 7th. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Harris has a beat on it. And there's 1 down.
This pitcher's done a good job of disrupting the hitter's timing with the mix of pitches and changing speeds. You want to keep that front foot inconsistent for the batter. Their swings are hesitant, and that's exactly what you want on the mound.
1 down, base is empty. And another ball. Movement in the Atlanta bullpen. Aaron Bummer getting loose out there. Lee getting cranked up as well. The Dodgers hitless so far in the game. Duvall tries to hold up, appeal to first, no swing. Payoff pitch. High fly ball out into left center field. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, I'm looking at his body language, and he just doesn't seem like things are in sync, and the ball's just not coming off his bat the way it did earlier in the regular season.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. Brings it in, and that is that. 7 no-hit innings in the books. It's the Braves 10 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here in L.A., we go to the 8th. So here's Murphy now.
Murphy.
The pitch. Right through there for a strike. And another ball. 2-2 now. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Late cutting action to get the swing and miss right there. I mean, that's just really hard to account for as a hitter when you're seeing the fastball all the way, and then just at the last moment, it darts away from you and you can't reach it.
One down, base is empty. Oof. That one went straight back and got our ump right in the mask. Let's hope he's okay. Righty delivers. And downstairs.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Drop steps, heads back on it. Snags it on the run. 2 away now. And now the shortstop, Oswald Peraza.
Now that shortstop, Oswald Peraza.
Two down, nobody on. And we're in the top of the 8th. Fly ball down the line. Hernandez on the move. Makes the grab, tracks it down after the long run. And that'll do it. Dylan Lee gets handed the rock out of the pen. He's pitching on 2 days rest.
Dylan Lee.
And at the plate for the Dodgers, Teoscar Hernandez.
The right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
At the belt and fires.
Ball,
Close,
no.
but call the ball. And it's 2-1.
Ball
And
3.
another ball. In danger of losing the combined no-hitter. Swinging a foul straight back. The punch out there. One gone here.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
And now the catcher comes up to him. Dalton rushing. Now before the 1-1, time is called. Now a move being made for a pinch hitter, Johnny McGee. Looking to start something with one gone. And a 1-1. Fought off foul. The Braves up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Chance to strike out the side now. You talk about the benefits, the advantages of relievers who can come in and get the swing and miss, whether it's inherited runners or maybe a little jam that they get into themselves. Knowing that they can miss the bat, tell you what, that's huge and can change the ball game.
That one is absolutely belted. Kelman going back on this one. Pulls it in on the warning track. This one pretty well decided at this point. Through 8 full, it's the Braves 10 and the Dodgers nothing.
Now
staying in the game on defense, Johnny McGee. He takes over behind the plate to do the catching after entering the game as a pinch hitter. Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. Now the leadoff spot for the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. And now we'll get a mound visit from the pitching coach. Probably trying to give a little more time for that arm out in the bullpen to get warmed up. New pitcher for the Dodgers, Evan Phillips. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days.
Number 59, Evan.
A little bit high, maybe. Ball 2. Popped up. Freeman moving under this one. He makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down. Michael Harris next up for the Braves. And he walked him.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
The first
Man at first with 1 gone. And now Matt Olson. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man at first, 1 away. And down on strikes he goes. And there are 2 down.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. He tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
Inside, just missed.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
2 outs. And that's off the inside edge. And it's 3-2. Ozzie Albies on deck for Atlanta. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And he's gone for the 4th time tonight. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Top of the order, due up. It's the Braves 10 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here at Dodger Stadium, all set for the bottom of the 9th. Now it's the DH, Shohei Ohtani. 3 outs from a no-hitter. That misses. 2-1.
Can only imagine the nerves that some of the defensive players have right now. You got to have the mindset, I want the ball hit to me, but in front of that, you hope that he strikes the hitter out.
Left-hand hitter waits. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And the leadoff man retired here in the 9th.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
1 down, base is empty. And that's in for a strike.
2-2.
The 2-2. And that one upstairs.
Full count.
Freeman will take his base.
First base.
Now batting.
1 gone, runner at first. Mookie Betts steps to the plate for the Dodgers. There's a 1-1. Oh, and this one's hammered, and it's not coming back, and there goes the bid in history. That was blasted to the moon. It's his 6th home run of the season. It's 10-2.
With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting ready to hit. And the pitch. Swing and a foul over the screen and back out of play. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Breaking ball inside, and it's 2-2. The pitch. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. And a pitch. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Headed down the line. Kelnick makes the grab, and there's 2 away.
Now batting.
So it's their last chance in this one. Now the left fielder, Adam Duvall. Kicks and fires. And another ball.
2-1.
The Dodgers with a lot of ground to make up. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Dodgers down to their final strike. Ground ball left side, and it finds its way through for a hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
2 outs, runner at first. James Outman digs in now. The 1-1. This one popped up. As this one sized up, he's got it. Ball game. And the Braves slug their way to a win in this one.
Well, a big win by 8 runs, and when you have that kind of lead, you make it easier for the pitching staff to come out, make their pitches, pitch to contact, and not worry about giving up the lead. So nice job today all the way around to get the W.
10-2 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Atlanta Braves, 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors. They left 3 runners on base. For the Dodgers, 2 runs on just 2 hits, no errors. They left 5 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 32 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance, a sellout. 56,000. The Dodgers thank you for attending tonight's game. And as you leave Dodger Stadium, we remind you to please drive home safely.